We are continuing our Hispanic Heritage Month celebrations with a very interesting take on a classic dip. Chef Adrian, owner of Complete Eats, is joining us this morning to convince us that pineapple can be the ingredient that you might be missing in your guacamole. How's it going today?
It's almost as hard as convincing people it goes on pizza.
Right.
So it's going to work, though. It's a little sweet and a little salty, so it comes together nicely.
Yeah, because Chef, I told you, I said, I'm a little leery, I'll be honest.
I was backing up a little bit.
people, though. That's the best people to conquer over, yeah.
But because you're a professional, I'm going to trust you.
Right, we're going to trust. Our lives are in your hands,
okay.
And so are the viewers. So
that's a lot of pressure. Well, we can do something about it.
Let's get into it. First, we're starting off with our lamb, though, before we get into pineapple.
You know, I grew up always eating barbacoa, but I never knew it came from lamb originally. Like, goats and lambs were they originally making it. So we did the lamb today. It's a shoulder, or sorry, leg of lamb.
Okay.
And all I did was take the little fat cap here. That's where all that fat and flavor is going to be, and I scored it, which means I cut little slices back and forth, crisscross. So while it's cooking, that fat's going to melt easier onto the meat.
I always thought that was just to be fancy.
I know,
looks good too, though.
You see it on like a honey baked ham or things like that.
It does have a purpose. It helps the fat melt better. You can use it with duck breasts. So let that score the skin, and then I just do a little bit of salt and pepper on here.
I like it. Let's do it.
Yep. So salt and pepper. I use this Adam's rub. It's got salt, pepper, and roasted garlic. I really think it's simple.
And should I be sparing with it, or should I just go all in?
Okay, like when it's a thick, dense meat, I go heavy on it.
You can't go too heavy, though, right? Or no?
Well, you can't flavor the middle. That's the thing you have to remember. So you have to flavor the outside pretty heavy. Like you would a prime rib roast almost.
Yeah.
And then I set it on a bed of oranges and onions so it cooks evenly, so it's not flat on the bottom of the pan.
All right.
You got to give it a little love. Do you see? I'm giving it a little massage.
While you're doing all this, Chef, how did your cooking career, how did it begin?
Oh goodness, Dad owned a restaurant, didn't cook in it though, and grew up in that doing service. He sold it when I was 20, started working at HEB for 11 years, I was there. Started doing TV with HEB, then I left HEB to start my own business. I lived in my car for about 9 months. During that time, I got to cook for President Bush, so for referrals, so that was a
living in your car and then cooking for the president.
It was quite a position to be in, a kind of ironic position, yeah. I did the Food Network, so all these things were going high and lows at the same time, so it's just a journey. So it's brought me here to this day.
Well, no wonder you've had so much character.
Right.
You got so much character because
well, you know, hey, it builds grit.
It does. Okay, so I'm done rubbing down this beefy boy right here, and then I see a blender.
Marinade. Right, so we're gonna do a marinade for this, and when you marinate meat, it only penetrates about so far, so really it's just kind of a myth that it's gonna flavor it really heavily. Okay. So it's just gonna slow cook in the marinade, if we will, okay? So we're gonna do a little bit of ancho chilies. I've got them in the bottom of the blender here. Some beef broth.
Ancho chilies, it's just like a jalapeno or
like a smoky or type pepper. I put them in a can.
Is it super spicy?
No.
Okay, we like it. We like a little flavor.
What you buy. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. So I buy the can, but they're pretty mild.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Throw in a little bit of seasonings, and I found a common thread between all these nationalities that were making lamb, and that was cinnamon in the ingredients. I think that kills the gamey flavor, so that's really cool. People complain about that often. So we're doing some cinnamon in here, sea salt, some coriander, some cumin.
I see some cumin in here. All the sea salt, or just a little?
Just a little.
Okay, yeah.
A little goes a long way. We can add more later, right?
Okay.
Well, yeah, we are.
And then you're gonna blend that together, and it's gonna make a nice little kind of a liquidy marinade, but a nice chunky one as well.
This is gonna go really good with these tacos we're gonna make here in just a minute, right?
You can do that with tacos too. It's a good idea. I didn't think about that, but yes, you can. But the
I
tacos.
like that.
Could I be a chef?
I mean, you might as well. You're already halfway there.
You got the intuition for it, definitely. So we're just doing this over traditional corn tortillas, queso fresco, cilantro, and the bottom. Yeah, turn it on. There you go. It's tricky. That happened to me on the Food Network. I couldn't turn the blender on numerous times. Oh, really? And so I started panicking. Yeah, it's a tricky one.
Oh, that looks so good.
Perfect.
So it's all combined. And then you said that this turns into?
That's going to be the lamb for the barbacoa.
Yeah, so that barbacoa love that we got going on.
It's slightly leaner, but it's still pretty fatty enough to carry the flavor, because barbacoa is rich.
Yeah. Chef, how important is it for all these flavors to kind of complement each other?
So whenever you're cooking anything, there's 5 points: the acid, the sweet, the salty, the spice, and the fat, right?
Right.
The fat carries the flavor, and the other elements hit your tongue, so that's like the full experience. So that's what you want to think about: balance.
Okay, balance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Balancing
Speaking
the
of
flavors.
balance,
I know. I want you to put together some tacos because I'm loving all these flavors. And let's talk about the pineapple and the guacamole, because this is a lot.
So yeah, this one I kind of played with it a little bit, but it works really well. Again, it gives it some sweet, and the pineapple has a bit of tart to it. So it's got that little bit of acidity, and it just perfectly balances it out. A little lime juice in there. It's one of those things that you just have to try it and know that it marries on the tongue really well. Okay?
All right.
I love it.
You know, Chef, maybe I can't be a chef because my tacos don't look all that great.
Keep trying.
it's okay.
It comes together. Out of the chaos comes the control.
So you can put a little guacamole on
Sure.
there.
Yeah,
Bam.
look at this.
And we did jicama tortillas with this, so you have to slice those on your mandolin really thin. They're low carb, they're starchy, so they feel like a corn tortilla. But I couldn't slice mine at a full tortilla size, so we just did some halves here. But I don't think anyone's going to notice. Right?
Nobody's gonna
know.
Good.
No one's going to know.
That's our little
And a little bit
secret.
orange juice can go over those for some extra acidity, and that's it. And we're pairing them with a margarita from Dos Equis.
Okay.
Everything's coming in a can these days.
Okay.
And then we have a lager for the barbacoa
Okay.
tacos, which is their new exclusive.
Well, I cannot
Yeah.
wait to try all of this. Thank
yeah.
you, Chef, for coming on. And, you know, have you ever been to the Peanut Festival, Chef?
I've heard about it, but I've never been.
No, okay, well, we're gonna talk about that
All right.
coming up
Have to
in
do it
just a
later.
minute, so you got to stay with us.
That
We've
sounds
got
good.
More Great Day to Say is coming up after the break.